Hello, my fellow little weirdos. Um, let's talk protests. There are a lot of groups on Facebook because it's the only social media that has groups. Um, that's widely used from you know Gen Zers to boomers, which I'm at the very, very, very beginning of, very end of the Gen X. But more of you need to get involved. There's a lot of us that want to get involved, but we don't have ride. We don't have a vehicle. There's public transportation to get from one place to another is not super available in a lot of places. I mean, it's not like there's not public transit, but where you need to go from where you are, it's either cost prohibitive because it's like an Uber. No, I can't take a 2-hour Uber there and back. When you're low income, you can't afford that. So, but there are some groups, and look up Indivisible. They're really doing well, and they have a website. As far as doing well organizing, because it takes a little bit of time to get that beast of protests rolling on a consistent basis. They are doing it because they are taking their leaderships takes help from other leaders of other littler protesting groups. Also, 50501, the 50 states, 50 capitals in one day. That has state specific chapters. So there's the basic movement, which I believe also has a website. That will connect you with the different groups. Now, they didn't have New Jersey posted for some time, but there is a 50501 New Jersey is the name of the group on Facebook, and they are much more. I think the ones I haven't looked obviously at other state ones, but the state ones may be a little more organized. But I'm not saying don't join any of them. I'm just saying some of them are very scattered and organized. There's people that have been to some, but it's like they don't mention until it's the day before. And if you're somebody like me, if I don't know about it until today and it's this afternoon, nobody's giving me a ride there, And but just I started doing that the last few days. When they say something about, there's something coming up, like on March 22nd, which is today, which is also my dad's birthday. I love you, Dad. He's with my son now. But, my son's with him. But anyway, my dad was also a veteran. But, and he would be losing his mind if he saw this. I mean, what was happening in this country. There's one on Facebook called 50501 Activists. They're people that have actually been in protests, gone to them before. So they're people that have had a little bit of experience. Now, I happen to know in New Jersey, from the New Jersey group, that it seems every weekend they're going to Trenton, and protesting, even if it's 30 people, 20 people, whatever. The point is they're there. So anybody who's watching this from another country and you haven't been hearing, people are doing it. Oh my gosh, If you haven't seen how Utah, like the Mormons states, holy crow, dude, oh wow, it looked like the President's Day, People's Day march. Holy heck. And Indiana, oh girl. But there are. So on Indivisible, I think it's just indivisible.com, 50501 movement. I believe it's movement.com. And they'll break down, you'll see some pictures, but if you look up those on like Facebook, or maybe you can find some videos on YouTube of them. If you still are able to access Facebook, my group is Democracy of the Resistance, and I have not just my own graphics, but I've got, or my political videos as well, but I've got other people's. I mean, people like big people, Adam Mockler, Brian Tyler Cohen. I put their old videos on ones that are particularly informative, or more explanatory than others, or something like that. Also, I have graphics from other groups, the other 98%, Blue Tsunami, 98 Occupy Democrat, you know, that type of stuff. They have a lot of what's going on. So these are just people. Brian Tyler Cohen is on Facebook, and they have, at least you'll be able to keep up with what's happening accurately. I'm just trying to think of any ways to get anybody that... Mainstream media does seem to, up until now, been selective in what they're letting some other countries see, and that's telling us that there's something they don't want everybody else to see. Maybe that's most of the Americans don't like it either. Yeah. So I just want you guys to be rest assured that we are that stupid fly had babies in my apartment. I've been using this. Oh yeah. They fly pretty fast until I get to them with that. I do use it though sometimes. I have used it to get off track because that's my ADHD. I have used that sucker and I have torched a few mating pairs. Oh, I don't want to torch that because that's... I don't want to torch it over there because it was the cat scratchers. Don't want that going to flame. Like, oh! But yeah, we've been very active. But those are, and if you're in America and you're wanting to join some stuff, I mean, yes, we need people with transport. And one of the groups, actually two of them have been talking about maybe going to a DC thing, a big DC thing, April 5th. Check that for if anybody wants to protest, because that's not a state specific thing. That's DC. That's like one of the ones that we just had, that was just down there. Now DC is like 4 hours from me, so it's like people are gonna have to they're talking about fundraising for transportation if there aren't enough people that have enough vehicles to take people like me who don't. But see, I might not be able to do the transporting of myself or anyone else, but I'm good at art. You give me some sign supplies and I'll make some killer signs for you, okay? I'll make signs that they can read. So other people, you know, we can all kind of like a potluck thing as far as bringing snacks and stuff like that to keep you going, and make it like a little road trip for the day. You know, it's a 4-hour drive, so we're talking driving like 3-4 hours one way to protest for 2 or 3 hours to drive 3 hours back. But if somebody wants to do it, I will drag along with them. Absolutely. Absolutely. Bring the thermos with the iced coffee. Woo! But yes, I think what it is right now is there's so many people that started things and got a decent amount of people involved, but then we're kind of like me. It's like I've never been to a protest, so there might be things I'm not thinking of. Where somebody who's been to one says, "Yeah, I might want to bring an extra pair of socks because sometimes when your feet sweat, you get blisters if your socks get wet." And you're thinking, "Oh, I didn't even think about that." If you're somebody who your feet sweat a lot, some people they do. Y'all might want to think about something like that. And I'm thinking, wow, I wouldn't have thought something like that. In the summer or when there's a lot of sun or something, sure, bringing a visor or a sun hat or something like that. In the cold, when it's cold, or rain, make sure you got something that's not bulky that you can pull out. A lot of people bring a backpack. I myself, if I went, I have a walker that has a little seat, and you can lift up the seat, and there's a little thing under there, so I could stack things for, folks and myself that you don't want to just lock up in your car. So, there are a lot of groups. If you're looking to see, God, are those Americans doing anything? Because, I do understand countries saying, if their own country isn't fighting for democracy, why should other countries fight for them? Which I understand. But at the same time, until that huge swell of outrage hits them, and it does take a little time. Remember, it feels like it's been a long time, but it's been, 7 weeks maybe? Feels a lot longer. But that's not a whole lot of time to galvanize into numerous, and they've already managed numerous. Now it's Tesla places around the country that they're going to. Bernie and AOC have been roaming the Midwest and the West out there and going just gangbuster. I mean, whoa, crowds selling out. I mean, packing that place, the places that Donald didn't even fill the last time. And they had overflow room. And those people are cheering with Bernie and AOC, not like heckling them. So we are speaking out. We are. Eventually it's going to get to the point that all of us are now sharing via our other places, be it Blue Sky, our YouTube, other places that you can show video. And it's going to be so big eventually, mainstream isn't going to be able to keep it, out. And I think April 5th might be one of those kind of things that, like President's Day, People's March. It's kind of hard not to mention it because other countries are like, I saw, people in Sweden and Canada even are in our 50501 activist groups because they're asking, you guys, some people in Canada are seeing the protesting, some aren't. Some people in Germany are. People in Sweden aren't, not all of them are. People in France, some said they are seeing them, some said they aren't, depending, I guess, on what they watch. So it's not being reported as much as it's being done. But there's some big plans to work. Obviously, I don't want to, spill anything until digital flyers are put up. But yeah, there's people going out, groups, or even just one or no, in front of like Comer's, any of the ones, like in chicken suits. It's not just Handmaid's Tale, okay? If that kind of rankles you, but you want to be something that you're noticed, a couple people or something like that, just dress in bright colors. I mean, I do normally, but this isn't even bright to me. But a chicken suit, especially if it's a cold, blustery day, we're still getting some of those, We're officially in spring, but we're still getting some. We're supposed to have sun today, but it's another overcast day. But yes, protesting is absolutely being done, and it's gathering speed now. It's like a rolling stone. It's just gathering now. It's gathering speed and the volume of people involved. And some of these people are going every week. Every weekend they're going to their state capital with their signs. A couple weeks back, there was a veteran when they were doing the veterans protesting over there by DC, just down the street. A veteran group, he chained himself to a pole just as a protest. It was like a bike pole. Somebody had their bike chained, but yeah, he put a PVC pipe so he couldn't get his hands out. Yeah, I mean, they could get him out, but it was the point of it. He stayed there for 24 hours, something. He was there as long as he could manage to stay there. But yes, people are starting to galvanize, because you have to remember, we were in the, oh shit, we need to organize protest groups, and then it was like, crap, now we have to figure out where, when, and what. Are we going to just do you in general? See, people are picking groups, things that he's attacking. Some are doing it for the veterans. Some are protesting the inhumanities of the USAD. Some of them are protesting for the low income and the marginal, like the EBT, the food stamps, and the older people is Social Security, because that's money you pay out of your check, every damn paycheck, your entire freaking life. They said, oh, it's like a governmental savings account. Well, we want our fucking savings. You want to close it down, you fucking pay us all off first. Then you can close it down. Pay everybody what they've already paid into it first, and then you can dismantle it. You don't fucking dismantle it when you still hold all our money in that program. And they're acting like it's a gift from the government so we can take it back. But it's not. When it started, it was sold as a government savings account. So you never dip into it, and you have it when you need it, when you're older, and you can't easily make income, or you're injured. That was how it was sold to us. That is how it was explained when we first got a first paycheck. But don't worry. When you get older, you'll have access to that money for your living. Well, if you're closing it, then pay us all what we paid into it up until today. How about that? With the interest that a savings account, we want the interest that a savings account would have had. So, yeah. So, yes, some people are taking different sections of, because he's been tearing it apart so much. There's just a plethora to choose from. And that's effing sad. But yeah. So you have this group with veteran sign. And then some of the protests is just whoever. You got a chicken costume. You got a couple of hand wives. You got an Uncle Sam. You got a Statue of Liberty. But it's good. It's all good. Because that's what gets attention. And for some of these bullshit news organizations like Newsmax and Fox News, and those air quotes because they're not news, they're opinions of the news pieces. They throw their opinions in there. And news is not someone's opinion or perspective of what happened. It is the fact of what happened. I mean, just saying something to the effect of seeing a quick arrest of somebody and they're all like crazy or something, and you say, if the anchor would say something like, oh, they're off their meds, or something like that as a joke. That's not a joke. That's marginalizing people. There's some that just do the pride stuff, all in pride. That's fine too. I love when I see protests that are different groups and they're all like next to each other. I love seeing that. And amongst the people that it's like everything I'm pissed about. No, I can't pick one that's more important. They all suck equally. So basically that's mostly what I wanted to cover. For those who aren't seeing a lot being done, there is a lot being done. For those who are looking to join in, like I said, if you don't have a vehicle that you can take others in, how about somebody like me? Hey, I can make signs for people if somebody wants to bring supplies over to me. And they're like, yeah, okay, well, we can bring up some supplies. Yeah, I got some stuff. We can go get some. I can swing that much. I was like, okay, well, then I'll put the time in and make the signs. Okay, cool. Somebody's like, oh, I can come over. Where do you live? I mean, if it's not like an hour away or something, I can come. We could do it together. I'm like, oh, cool, And I have paint, like acrylic paint, not just markers, So you never know what you're going to see right now, because there's a lot of people gathering steam. It takes some people a while to get so pissed off that they actually say something in public. And if you're somebody who can't make videos, you're just like, I can't do it, and just post them or do graphics or something like that. Maybe you're the kind that you like to just blend in with the crowd. You want to yell and complain and protest, but you're kind of shy, you don't want to speak, kind of thing. You just want to be the support kind of stuff. we need you guys too. You guys, I mean, some of y'all, hey, you got a big vehicle? I get you don't want to do any of that main stuff. You can't do artistic stuff. You don't want to be the one holding this. You don't want to. Can you drive a bunch of us? And we'll hide you in us? I mean, it doesn't, what I'm saying is, it doesn't matter what you can bring yourself to do. If you can't do anything that brings attention to you specifically, then maybe the protesting with a big group is exactly up your alley. Because you can get lost in everybody. You're part of it, and you're making it bigger by you, but the camera isn't on you, a microphone in your face. Oh my God, that's fine. Be part of the crowd. Then when you look at it on TV, when they showing it, you'll be like, oh, there I am, way back there. I was right about there. I mean, afterwards, it's totally worth the feel of, because I've spoken out with tact. Somebody says something, it's like, don't be blaming the Democrats for that, okay? That is like so not even. No. Do not be saying that stuff in front of me. That's wrong, and you're telling people false things. And if they don't know it's false, because you're not telling them, I heard. You're telling them like you know it's true. And just something that to me seemed like just a normal part of my day. I'm like, no. I'm not going to stand around and listen to people lie about anything. Unless it's keeping a good secret from somebody. I mean, because you're trying not to spoil a surprise or something. That's different. But there's a place for you in the protesting somewhere that you're comfortable with. And I'm just really pleased. And there's always the phone calls. And by the way, the five calls app, for me, it's only 3 calls. Because we're a small state, so we don't get that many reps. But it gives you the numbers to their DC offices and their local ones. It gives you, it has a list of all the different topics. And for each topic, you hit that topic. It'll if you need something written out for you to say, because you get tongue-tied, there's a whole thing just written out what you can just read to them. They'll ask you a lot of times for your zip code to verify you're a constituent. They don't ask for the address, it's the zip code, and they obviously have your phone number. And you can keep track of who you called about what issue, because after the phone call you can go down, go back, and it has a thing that it was unanswered, nobody answered, you left a voicemail, or you made contact. So you can hit that, and and you don't double down, so you make sure. And I just do one topic a day. And every day I call who who I'm calling on that topic. And so it keeps the notes of it, has the updated numbers, and I don't often suggest phone apps, because I try to keep mine from stuff like that, but that one actually is an excellent one to have when you're protesting, for sure. Even when you're not, just to have your Congress people's information, right there on your phone, and the topics that are up right then in Congress or whatever the issues. So yes, get it. It would definitely help. And even if that's all you're doing, as long as you're doing it consistently every day, you're doing something. You're doing something. But post things on your pages. Even if it's just once a day, something speaking out. And it doesn't even have to be specific. It could just be, I support the LGBTQ plus, graphic, or I support the veterans, or be kind to low income and marginalized people, and things like that. Even if you need to stay bipartisan per se, as far as non-political, because customers of yours or something, I do get that. Kind of sucks, but I do get that. But you can still make awareness every day about a topic. Make your calls and do something like that every day on your if you're on Facebook, do it on Facebook. If you're on Facebook and Instagram and Blue Sky, whichever ones, but just say on all of them. Just something that's out reminding others that do something too. It's always better if you're actually doing it, but if you're going out and making yourself heard by your actual voice in public, yelling, hell no! I'm still laughing from his first term. Now, British people make me laugh because words that they use is just slang or curse or insults. In America are like, you twat and cunt, are like, that's a derogatory slang word that refers to female genitalia, and comparing somebody to that and other assorted things, which is just so weird. But calling somebody a cunt in America is not like it is in the UK at all. And that's why I laughed so hard, because the first term, I don't remember where, it was in the UK somewhere, but I don't remember what they were pissed. They were just pissed at Trump. I don't blame, but I don't remember which incident it was that time. But it was at dark, and they had a drum or something keeping the time type of thing, and they were chanting, "Hey, Donald Trump, well, I want to know why you're such a cunt." And they just kept doing that over again. "Hey, Donald Trump, I want to know why you're such a cunt." Fucking hilarious. Hilarious. Especially since the word cunt is not necessarily the same thing here as it is in other places. Which just made it funnier for me. But I don't know why, but it's just such a catchy little tune with the catchy little words. I really would like to know who started that. Who the person that came up with that chant is just perfection. Anyway, yes, I am on the lookout. This is my wrist brace. My wrist has been killing me. I know it's gonna rain. Says it's not gonna rain, but it's gonna rain. I My wrist says it's gonna rain. We are protesting. We're still protesting, and they are hearing us because they're deliberately not reporting about all of the protests. So just know we are. And it's back down now. All those people that voted Republican last time, that like they hadn't voted for him other times, they're back to like, no, I regret it. So we're back to about maybe 25% of the country is going, yes, this is awesome. That's including the Republicans in Congress, mind you. It's just now getting him and his holy hellions out legally. That's the issue. Because if we just go in there and do what we want to do and yank them the fuck out, I mean, he's in charge, so we would be doing things illegally too. Now, in the future, depending on how this plays out, and how the military responds to, are you going to do the law or are you going to follow the president? We don't know how that's going to play out. So that's why I'm hemming and hawing, because we don't know how that's going to turn out. The courts so far are holding our backs because that is the truth. We just weren't sure because he's so heavily skewed courts to the Republican side when they're not even supposed to be on a side. Judges and judges at courts anywhere are not supposed to rule according to what party they are. They're supposed to be nonpartisan. They're just supposed to follow the law, not what your particular party desire is. Just know that they're out there. If you need to look for groups, you can get a hold of me and message, make a comment, and I will give that information on how you find the group, whatever you're looking for. I will try to help, because it's taking me this long to find one that's not, and it takes you a while. It takes like a week or two in a group to be like reading posts before you can realize they didn't mention this till 2 days before. How come they didn't pin this to the top? Now I have no way. You know what I'm saying? It takes a little bit of time. And I'm sure some of those groups that I'm like had to leave because they were frustrating me. See, a lot of those groups haven't been protesting all along, type of thing. So they're new to getting pissed off about the Fourth Reich incoming. Some of us have been doing graphics and videos for nigh over 3 years. So our anger, frustration, and pissed offness is at full right from the get when he got in. So, and some of y'all need to build up to that. Fuck, he was lying stage. But they're getting there. You guys have a great weekend. I like making videos for y'all, but I really hope I don't have to make any more this weekend. I just I just wish you would just shut up. Oh, and by the way, every time he pops in to the White House and pops back out every weekend or every other weekend to go back to Mar-a-Lago, it's like $3 million. Oh, and by the way, he said, "Oh, I'm making an executive order. All Biden's and Biden's families and all these other people that Democrats, politicians, they get all their executive protection gone." I don't think he can do that because that's an established thing. We had a big fight because he wanted his grandchildren or something to be protected for 10 years or some damn thing. I'm like, it's your effing grandchildren. That's not in the rule for protection. That's not the immediate. Or uncles and aunts and stuff. That they're not the fucking immediate family, dickwad. But now he wants to change it back, you know, skew it the other way for him because it's convenient. Enjoy your weekend, and I think I'm trying to take away from politics unless it's absolutely in this essential breaking oh my god story. So hope you enjoy your weekend, and I can see the sun coming out. If it comes out, I'm gonna dig and plant. Bye guys.